What is good, Ape Nation? It's Rey-Jay back with another video, and in this one I'm going to be talking about the one and only AMC stock and try to actually help you guys understand how this thing is moving and whether the actual big run-up is actually delayed or how do I really see AMC running to the upside with technical analysis. Now, before I do any technical analysis, I do have to mention some very important things first. First off, I'm not a financial planner. This is all for educational purposes only, so please do not take this as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please smash the like button if you want to see more videos like this. It not only benefits me, benefits the entire ape community as a whole. And the last thing is, if you guys can, please check out the Moomoo link down below and in the description. If you do sign up for Moomoo and deposit $100, you're not only going to qualify for up to 5 free stocks, each worth up to $3,500, but you're also going to have the opportunity to win up to $200,000 as Moomoo is giving away 200 grand for the new year. So if you want a chance to win that money, guys, and you want up to 5 free stocks, check out the link down below and deposit $100 to get your chance. With that out of the way, let's get on with the video. So AMC is looking pretty interesting right now, guys. As you guys can see, we started off at $16 a share. We dropped as low as $14.68. We ended up trading pretty much sideways throughout the entire day. Nothing really exciting happened. Now, we're down about 2.87% for the day. If you look at the one-day chart, look at this price action, right? I'm sorry, look at the 5-day chart, right? We're basically trading sideways. We had a one run up to 18.71, then we ended up dipping like that. So it looks kind of strange. We're just bouncing between support and resistance, but then we have something interesting to look at. Looking at the 6-month chart, I'm going to use the 2-hour candles for this. And then let's zoom in. As you guys can see, we're respecting this falling wedge, right? But then look at this right here. You guys can see this right here. We have this inverse head and shoulders that formed, right? We have a drop here. We have this shoulder. I'm sorry, it's like right here. Then we drop. We have the head right here. The head is right here. Then we run up and we have another shoulder that formed. Then we dropped. So it seems very probable that we're bound to have another run to the upside relatively soon, and we should be back to the $18 range very, very soon. Now, the problem with me saying that is, look, technical analysis is not always going to be perfect for AMC. That's just a fact, guys, because right now we're kind of being dictated by the overall market. Now, I do want to talk about the SPY because the SPY looks very interesting right now. Look at the SPY, guys. So the SPY was running up to all-time highs, like in the beginning of the year. Then all of a sudden, this thing crashed really hard down to 420. It started rebounding and it's starting to drop a little bit. So, what if the SPY is now forming an inverse head and shoulders too? We might see it kind of like forming right here, and it could just start. It might just be starting. We're probably forming the second shoulder. So the SPY could end up dipping one last time because we have resistance at 453, also 458. So we could end up dipping a little bit more on the SPY, which could cause AMC to dip a little bit more. Once again, at least for the short term. But then once it like rebounds, that's probably going to cause AMC to run to the upside too. So it's not necessarily looking bad. If you want to look at other technical indicators, it's looking pretty much okay right now. Looking at the 1-day chart, we're below the VWAP, which is an indicator we could drop. But then typically AMC is just down one day, then it's up, then down, then up, and it just goes back and forth. It's pretty interesting stock, guys. And we're really just waiting for that moment where we really start to rebound. We're not necessarily there yet. We're just trading sideways essentially. So looking at this right here, MACD pretty much sideways. OBV is starting to pick up a little bit, which is looking okay. Not too great though. But compared to before, I mean, it still is pretty much down. If you look at the 1-year chart, RSI, it's also kind of down. So everything is looking pretty much sideways right now. And I feel like these technicals don't matter. The OBV, the MACD, we don't need to worry about those, right? We're in this falling wedge formation. It's been holding up very, very strongly over the last few months. And we're just waiting for the breakout. So however long it takes, guys, that's what's going to happen. So the question is, when is it going to happen? Well, one of the things that we're noticing is the fact that there are big institutions that have been loading the boat on AMC shares. BlackRock, for instance, disclosed that they own 8.3% of the outstanding shares, or 43 million, AMC shares. So the thing about owning that many shares is, first off, that may be an indicator of synthetics. Because how could one company own 43 million AMC shares? How could they have acquired that over the last year? Could it be that there are more shares being sold to everyday people and institutions that actually exist? I'm not going to make that claim, guys. I'm just putting it out there for you guys to hear. But I also want to talk about how, okay, They're going to be lending out shares as always, trying to bring it down, trying to scare retail. Okay, let them do it. Because then you could even redraw this and say that we're not necessarily at the end of the wedge yet. Maybe it could keep bringing us down, guys. Maybe it can. And if they do end up doing that, nothing to be worried about because it still is heavily shorted, but the shorts have to still be covered. And I think the market's now hitting a position where we're getting closer and closer to seeing something like that. Now, as for a, how should I say, a market crash that people are anticipating, let's look at the VIX right now and check this out right here. The VIX had a big spike in around Halloween time, right, in 2008 and October. After that, the market took a massive, massive hit. Then we saw the same thing happen in 2020. The VIX had a big move to the upside. It crashed. The market crashed. Then, then what happens after that? We're not necessarily there at the market crash quite yet. You guys can actually see this right here. So what this means is that the VIX hasn't ran up. It tends to be kind of inversely correlated with the market, at least during like big recessions. And people often use this to help give them a better understanding of where we are in terms of the overall price movements, right? So the thing about this is the fact that the VIX right now, it's not at that really high level. So that means that the market may take a little bit of time to really, really crash. And the crash may not be as severe as some people are anticipating because now everyone's anticipating a big market crash. So what I'm trying to tell you guys is small to mid cap stocks could start recovering within weeks from now. And if they were to do that, AMC is going to run up very hard too. So we're kind of just waiting for that. Right now, it's looking like it's going to take a little bit of time for us to get there. But like I said, just we're in this falling wedge. We're respecting it, support and resistance. We're probably going to continue to do this until we see the big reversal start. It just hasn't started yet. So there are all these people saying the SEC is doing this. They have this new transparency laws. But I'm like, okay, maybe the SEC is doing something. It's not really causing us to break out of this trend. We're still following it. And we're probably going to follow it for a little bit of time before the breakout. Now, I don't know how long it's going to take. Maybe a few weeks. Maybe the earnings report, which is coming out like, let's see, like the first week of March, I believe. I think that's when their earnings is AMC's. That might be the time when we see a big move to the upside. I don't truly know that, but as of right now, in terms of technicals, it looks really good, guys. AMC looks very good. It's still in this bullish trend, so we're just waiting for it. And I think AMC and GME, they're going to run really hard when the time comes. So with that said and done, I want to thank you all for listening. I'm still super bullish for AMC. I just want to let you all know, just be as patient as possible because the squeeze potential is still there. That's what I have for this one. I thank you all for listening, and I'll see you in the next one. AMC to the moon, and peace out.